Hi everyone, this video is going to be a swatch and review video that includes lip swatches of Maybelline's new limited edition Coffee Edition SuperStay Matte Ink Liquid Lipsticks. Wow, that was a mouthful. So this is a limited edition collection of more coffee-inspired shades. I did have one or two viewers request this and they looked intriguing to me, so this is the video for you. Thank you to all the longtime and more recent subscribers. If you aren't already subscribed, please hit that red subscribe button. You can also follow Allura Beauty on Instagram. I'll put the username in the upper left-hand corner for you to see. And if you haven't seen the latest video, that one was my most recent anti-haul video. I talked about a ton of makeup and skincare that I am not interested in purchasing, and I give you the reasons why. So if you haven't checked that out already, I encourage you to do so and leave a comment as to what things have newly launched in the market that you just really aren't interested in. That will be in the upper right-hand corner for you to click on. All right, let's get looking at Maybelline's limited edition Coffee Edition SuperStay Matte Inks. So Maybelline describes this collection as intensely perfect, perfectly intense. Fuel lips in rich coffee colors, no transfer, up to 16 hours of saturated liquid matte. There are 6 limited edition shades in this range. The 6th shade is Espresso Enthusiast, which I unfortunately don't have to show you. It is the deepest and darkest shade in the range. The formula is said to be long-lasting and give you a flawless matte finish in 6 coffee-inspired shades with delectable coffee scents. So I'm very interested to see what these smell like. And of course, I have done the swatches and review videos for the more standard, probably original shades, I think. So if you haven't seen those and you want to see the entire range of this SuperStay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick line, I'll link that in the upper right-hand corner for you to check out too. You can probably find these at your local drugstore or anywhere Maybelline is sold, including places like Ulta, Target, and Walmart. I believe I purchased mine through Walmart. I'll put a link in the description box below to where you can most easily purchase these online, where all of the shades are available if I can find that. Of course, you should also be a part of Rakuten, which is a cashback system if you are an online shopper. I'll also put the link to that in the description box. So the price for these will vary depending on which retailer you purchase them from, but they are in the ballpark of about $8 each. So as with the original shades, they come in opaque plastic tubes or squared tubes, but they have tried to make the color of the lower part of the outer packaging indicative of what the shade inside looks like. And then you have these medium dark brown handles. These twist out, and the applicator inside that you get is a teardrop shaped doe-footed applicator that has this open divot or open well in the middle. And for the price, you're going to get 5 milliliters of product, or 0.17 fluid ounces. And the numbers and names of the shades are on the bottom of the tubes. So this shade here is 255 Chai Genius. 260 is Hazelnut Hypnotizer. 265 Caramel Collector. 270 is Coca Connoisseur. 275 is Mocha Inventor. And before we start, one thing I've noticed with this range that I don't remember being an issue with the originals that I reviewed and have used is there's a lot of resistance in pulling out the applicator, which has resulted in some splatter of the product on several of these tubes that I've opened, so just be aware of that. Okay, first shade up to swatch is going to be Chai Genius. This is a deeper, I guess I could see where it says Chai Nude shade. And as we're going through, I'm gonna sniff each of these shades, and this definitely has a chai scent to it. I'm so surprised that that actually got infused in there pretty accurately to like a vanilla chai. We'll see if I can notice a distinct smell for each of these as we go along. Next is Hazelnut Hypnotizer. This is also a medium to slightly deeper nude, but more on the pink side. I also sniffed this out of the tube. I know that sounds so weird, but it absolutely has a different and distinct scent. And if you've ever had like a hazelnut coffee, that is absolutely what it smells like. Third up is Caramel Collector. This is a much more warm toned, slightly orangey nude, medium nude. I know nude is not a very helpful descriptor, but hopefully you can see how distinctly more warm toned it is. Oh, and yes, once again, this definitely has a more caramel scent to it. Fourth is Cocoa Connoisseur. Another very warm toned, deeper, almost brownie nude. And on this one, I definitely pick up a chocolate scent. So after the first one, I started sniffing these before I looked at the names again to see if I could pick up and tell what the scent was supposed to be. And I've gotten every single one of them so far. And no, I have a terrible memory, so I didn't actually remember what the names were. But when I smelled this one, I thought, it smells kind of chocolatey. And then I looked and it's Cocoa Connoisseur. And fifth is Mocha Inventor, an even deeper brown shade. Not sure if I would characterize this as warm or cool toned or neutral. It's this beautiful brownie nude. And on this one, when I smelled it out of the tube, I thought to myself, oh, it smells kind of chocolatey or fudgy. And then I looked and saw mocha, which is, the presence of chocolate in there. Okay, so there are your swatches just after application. You can see these have a shiny finish to them. I'm gonna let them set and actively try to dry them down for a couple minutes and come back to show you what the finish looks like after that. Okay, so here's after about 3 minutes of letting them dry and actually fanning them to try to get them to dry. You can see that on the edges they are still shiny, and once they're on the lips you probably will get them to dry down a little bit faster, but these aren't a formula that immediately dries down. And they have that 16-hour wear claim, which I don't really think is true, but let's do a smudge test. These are pretty smudge resistant, despite that those edges still being wet even. They do a pretty good job. There's a lot of resistance when I drag my finger across there. So here we are with swatches of each of the shades applied to my lips. First thing I want to tell you is because I did a chemical peel about a week ago, I do still have some peeling around my nose and mouth area. So if you see that, I apologize, but that's what it's from. So all of these have really nice color to them and good opacity and evenness in the color. I also really like the applicators for these. A lot of brands claim that their applicators are something special and will give you a precise application, but then that doesn't end up being true. But for these, I do find that it is very easy to apply them straight from the applicator and to get a pretty controlled and precise line. So that makes application really nice. We already kind of covered each of the fragrances. I do want to say that I feel like it's a medium strength fragrance. When you apply it, I don't necessarily notice it lingering as I am wearing it after the application. In terms of the formula, these are pretty long wearing. They do resist smudging and transferring for the most part. You might get little specks and hints of transfer if you are drinking, for example. What I will say is that once they've dried down, they do have a slightly tacky finish to them. They are not completely weightless or seamless. So if that is something that you are looking to completely avoid in a formula, then these they do have a little bit of stickiness to them. On the other hand, I don't find that they really dry out my lips, even though they are a matte finish liquid lipstick. They don't give me that extreme pruning or active drying out of my lips. If you already have dry lips or are suffering with cracked and chapped lips, these will not be nourishing or moisturizing enough for you. You want to go with more of a gel formula in the style of Korean beauty type of quote-unquote liquid lipstick. But if you don't have those issues, then I think that these should be fine, and you wouldn't necessarily need to add a balm or a gloss on top. You would need to do that if you are combating some sort of dryness or chapped lips. My favorite shade of the bunch is probably the second one, which is Hazelnut Hazelnut Hypnotizer, just because I think that that flatters my own skin tone the best. I don't necessarily know that it's easy for me to wear most of these shades, but I do think they would look beautiful on certain skin tones and skin depths. So I am glad, in addition, especially with the really cool fragrances that have been released with them, I'm glad that Maybelline has released this line. So please let me know in the comment section below which is your favorite shade or which fragrance you're most excited about, and any other thoughts that you have about this limited edition collection. I hope this was helpful to you and that you liked it. If you did like the video, please, if you have a second, give the video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And I also, of course, as always, appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch these videos. And I'll see you very shortly in the next one.